Randy T-Bird out here in Arizona. Sunday morning. Finally, after a week of rain, we got nice weather. So I'm out enjoying it. Still a few clouds in the sky. And I'm told the rain is coming back by Wednesday, but that's all right. We got today. Just out for a ride. I hope you're all surviving the epidemic that's going on right now. Seriously, a bunch of panic going on around here. My wife was at the store yesterday, said people have completely bought out all the paper products, hand sanitizers, eggs, meat. Grocery stores are price gouging for meat. It's kind of crazy, really. I mean, it's not the zombie apocalypse or nothing. At least I hope not, you know, but just to be safe, I went and sharpened some garden tools just to make sure that I'm covered in case everybody goes zombie on us. So, anyway, I'm out here self-quarantining myself on my motorcycle. No crowds around me. Just open sky and beautiful, nice weather out today. How's everybody doing out there? I'm just enjoying, rolling along. I'm just look at the flowers. I mean, I can't believe in a couple 4 days of rain, and the desert has just exploded in color. The unfortunate downside is that when it does get hot, all that stuff dies and turns into kindling for the fire. But anyway, right now I'm enjoying it. It is just so, the flowers are in bloom everywhere. So are the allergies. I've been suffering a little bit of that today. If I sound a little nasally, it's because my allergies have been going off the scale. These yellow flowers that are so pretty really hit me. Anyhow, amazes me how much stuff gets blown off of cars and out of trucks these days on the sides of the road. I don't know if you've ever had the unfortunate to ride in the breakdown lane or the right lane, the shoulder. When you're going slow, you just see how much debris is on the side of the road. It's kind of scary. I don't ever want to go over there. I'm afraid I'll pick up a nail or a shard of glass or a piece of torn metal or whatever from a crash. Pretty scary, actually. I mean, tires aren't cheap, and with tubeless tires, you can plug them, but I don't really trust that on a motorcycle. If you get a flat these days, you pretty much got to buy a new tire, and that makes the tire companies real happy because you're not getting the mileage out of your tires. I'm pretty sure I got tubes because I got spoke wheels, so you can get away with that, but at any rate. Arizona in spring. Kind of the clouds silhouetting out there against the mountains looks really cool. So I've been working with my new upload editing software, the Adobe Premiere Elements, and I got to tell you, I'm really impressed with how easy that is to use. I've been learning a little bit with each video, and I'm not afraid to run long videos these days because I can, even though the camera will append them, because I can only record so many gigabytes before it changes over, so you can record like about just shy of 4 gigabytes on your card, and then for whatever reason the camera chapters it or whatever it is. I was reading about that on the net, and before I was just using Microsoft software, and when I could merge the two videos together, which was not really a problem, except for I get this weird flashing in the videos, and didn't really like that effect. And also, with as much time as it took to upload the videos, I was keeping my clips relatively short, and I can't really think of things to talk about for 30 minutes at a time. But with these videos, I'm going to try mix it in some music and try to become better at this game than I have. I've been doing this 8 months now, and it's a lot of fun for me. I enjoy talking to people, meeting people from around the world even, and so that's cool. Yesterday I was noticing, I was looking at one of the local websites, the websites that tell you about events that's going on, and apparently I missed yesterday a Arizona Motovloggers meetup at the BMW Ducati Triumph dealer up in North Scottsdale yesterday. It seems like I always read about these things the day after they happen. Would have been interesting to meet up with people. What the heck is this guy doing? So, they got a crew on the side of the road, so this person is slowing down to practically nothing. Jesus, people. Anyway, I missed that, and I would have liked to have attended that and maybe made some new contacts and whatever, but anyway. Hey Flinch, if you're looking at this, I got to see your videos, your vlog. Your bike's looking good, man. And looks like the weather may be getting a little bit better there. Not as good as out here, haha, but we could trade those things again in August when I'm sweating my ass off. So. Anyway, finally I took the plunge and I put some slip-ons on the bike of some S&S Grand Nationals. They sound pretty good. I don't think that they're a whole lot louder than stock, but they got a nice bark to them when you get on it, and so I can actually hear the bike now. Now they've got these dB reducers that bolt into them, and I can take them out, but I'm just kind of afraid that it's going to be too loud for my personal tastes, and also you get a lot of that D-cell pop, which I don't like, and I really don't want to void my warranty by putting a tuner on it just yet. When the warranty's done, I will absolutely put a tuner on it and open the pipes up a little bit more, but for now these are going to be just fine. I had read a post and somebody had a concern that they might be too close to your saddlebags and might melt the bottom of your saddlebags. Well, actually these pipes are less diameter around than the stock one was, and the saddlebags are kind of dished out underneath for the rear exhaust pipe to go through, so I don't see a problem at all, really. In fact, there's actually more room than before. They are a good deal shorter than the stock exhaust. I gotta admit, I really like the style of the tapered mufflers that Harley puts on there. Just with the EPA rules and all that, it's just too quiet, and they're never going to be able to do anything with that again that looks good. I mean, that sounds good and looks good. But so these are a little shorter than I'm used to, but I'm liking the sound. I've run Vance and Hines for years and years and years, and realistically I did not like the sound of the Vance and Hines pipes on the Milwaukee 8. It was okay, it was louder, but to me it didn't have the sound I was looking for, and we'll see how these S&S's go. S&S has always made tremendously good products, and I like that. So that's the latest on here. I do have a crash bar on the front now. We'll call it engine guard, black. That was a lot of fun putting on. It just there's places that are really hard to get to when you're holding it on. I ended up using a lot of zip ties to hold things up while I put it on. I know I mentioned this before. I am not the world's premier mechanic. I have difficulty doing simple things. I do get it done, and it doesn't keep me from doing things, but if I was working by the hour, I would starve. I'm sure what the Harley book pays their mechanics 30 minutes for would take me 3 hours. And I do things like I lose bolts and they don't hit the ground, or nuts for bolts, they don't hit the ground, so they're stuck somewhere in the bike. Well, it took me a week to find the bolt, the top bolt for the mount. It had fallen in by the oil cooler, and I finally dragged it out with a magnet, and I just could not find it. It just bedevils me that I can't things hit the ground, I can't find them. I'm sure I'm not the only one that that has that issue. You know, you want to be a good mechanic. Hell, I'm a good troubleshooter. It just I can't seem to make all those thoughts in my head go translate down to the ends of my fingers. So I do struggle, but you know what? I keep trying. You know, maybe by the end of my life I will become a good mechanic. It's not likely, but I could hope, right? Anyway, I'm going to stop for gas here shortly, and then I will be back later with more video. Hey, it's Randy T-Bird back on Sunday afternoon, March 15th. Almost tax time. That's some happy news, huh? Up on Highway 87, headed south this time. Another beautiful day. Just appending to the video I did earlier. I said I'd do more, and I'm doing more. Anyway, headed south now. Just enjoying the scenery. All of those you guys that are subscribed to me that have Heritages, everybody seems to like your bike, the Heritage a lot. I know I sure do. I'm really happy with this bike. I like the Slim that I had too, but realistically this is way more comfortable, and I just like that. So I just listened to the new exhaust and how good that sounds. A lot of things about this bike that I like a lot more. I love the way the handlebars sit. They fit me perfectly. These are a lot. I don't know if they're actually shorter than the old Softail chassis, but they feel like it. And they definitely feel like they handle better. I had an 2013 Fat Boy Low, and that was kind of a crappy handling bike. I mean, the rear tire was just too big for the chassis. Had a 200 on the back, and it just wanted to stand up at every turn. And with the Slam suspension, riding 2 up was kind of a rough ride. I almost felt like a rigid when you had a passenger. I almost bounced my wife off the bike one day with we were headed up to Cave Creek, Arizona, and the road gets a little rough up toward the Carefree Highway, and we hit one bump. I thought I was going to lose her, and hadn't been for the bitch bar on the back, I think I might have. You know, that was kind of one of the last rides I did on that bike. I got rid of it after that. I took another ride out towards Winkleman, Arizona, and there's a great curvy road that goes down past the big open pit mines, and that bike was like a wrestling match, going through the curves there, and that's just not my style. I like a bike that handles decently. And I know you non-Harley riders out there would go, well, then why do you have a Harley? Well, I'll tell you what, if you haven't ridden one of these new ones, you don't really know. And you owe it to yourself to check it out. I know Harley bends over backwards to give you test rides these days. They really want to sell, and actually in the last many years they've done a lot of test rides. It used to be back in the old days, you know, you bring in your cash and you take your chances. You buy a bike, you hope you like it. I bought my Electric Light Standard that way. I'd never ridden one. They didn't offer a test ride, and I said, well, here goes. And unfortunately I didn't like it. Although in time I got to where I did not care for the actual physical size and weight of the bike and went back to a lighter chassis. For me, this Heritage has all the good attributes of a Road King or the Harley Touring chassis with this new Softail chassis. It has all the positives without the extra 100 or 150 or more pounds. And so it is light handling. With the windshield, I get the wind protection. There's a lot of options now. When they first came out, there wasn't, but there's a lot of things you can do to it. So, you know, some of the things that I've done was, you know, to put the engine bar on it, change seats around, and you know, you got to make it you. That's the way bikes are. They don't make one that fits everybody in the world. Just got to change it around. I am short, and all my bikes have been set up for my build, which is I'm 5'7" on a good day, if you ask my wife, and you know, I'm a little bit heavier. I'm 240 pounds, you know, so I'm kind of short and wide, and my bike's all been set up that way. So when a tall person gets on one of my bikes, they're like, they feel like they're all cramped up, like you got the seat all the way up in your car. You know, it's a funny story that when I took my very first driver's test back in 1969 or 70 it was, I had a 58 Chevrolet, and I was, again, short. I had that bench seat all the way, almost all the way up, so I could comfortably reach the pedals. And the inspector gets in there with me, and he's about 6'5", and he looked like he was, his knees were in his chest, and he looked really uncomfortable. And I ended up with a real short driver's test, and I think that was due to the fact that the guy was so uncomfortable he just wanted out of my car. So anyway, that's a side note to what I'm talking about. The bike being comfortable, set up for me. I think I could go a long ways on this bike. And with the Sundowner seat, I really like the wide width. You don't get any like hot spots or pressure points. It kind of cradles you. You sit down into it. I like that seat. I did a little review here yesterday on between that seat and the Mustang seat, and well, I like the Mustang seat a lot too. I think that to me, that's more of a short hop around town bike. It's very narrow at the front, and again, check out the video. I will link it to this video so you can take a look if you're thinking about buying seats for your bike. I did not include the stock one because, well, everybody already has that, so no point in reviewing something that everybody already knows about. So anyway, Harley seats are, it seems like the stock seats, nobody is happy with them for very long. You know, I've had Harleys over time. I had my first Harley was the 73 XLCH Sportster that had this little Cobra seat on it, and it was like sitting on a piece of wood. So that got changed out pretty quickly. Back in the day when, you know, I wasn't making, when I got that bike in 1974, I was not making a lot of money, and it was all I could do just to afford that bike. And so I had a lot of swap meet parts and a lot of modified parts and those things. My first set of drag pipes was literally some ones that were partially smashed in the back end of them, and I cut them off and made them shorter. Paid $3 for them, and they were all blued out. I used half a bottle of Blue Away getting them all back to shiny, and of course that didn't last. That was before I figured out that the stock Harley heat shields would go over aftermarket pipes for the most part. You didn't have to worry about that bluing. But anyway, well, I'm headed back here to town. I'm going to cut this video off. This is Randy T-Bird coming to you from the Arizona desert, in and around Phoenix, Arizona. If you like what you see, subscribe. I appreciate all of you, and I appreciate your comments. Love chatting with all of you, and I will talk to you again.